In the official Twilight Games bag, there are the 4 games that we've had a look at so far. That is the target bean bag, the boccia, the sitting volleyball, and the audio basketball. There is an additional game, which is a skittles card. No skittles are provided because they are too bulky to fit into a bag that needed to be a convenient size, but there are instructions for the making of or using other implements as skittles. And in the bag, there are the 2 balls that you could use in that activity. There is either the audio basketball or there's the boccia ball. And those can be used depending on ability and what you think best suits the group. It could be either trying to knock skittles down with a boccia ball or the bigger audio basketball. There are, as you can see, some skittles that I have made out of empty drinks bottles of various sorts, and to give them a bit of stability, I have put some water in the bottom. That could be sand, it could be earth. You could colour the bottles and make them into coloured skittles. You can use a bit of creativity in producing your own set of skittles. Then all you need to do is decide which ball is the appropriate one to use, and then you're going to use that ball to knock down the skittles. And giving yourself 2 shots and maybe a third one in the bank in case you knocked all the skittles down with your first 2 shots. So it would be a case of rolling the ball, whichever size of ball you decided was appropriate for your group, and score by knocking over the skittles. A home version of skittles involves skittles that are in fact tins of food like baked beans, tomato soup, that sort of a tin that doesn't get knocked over so easily. And there are 6 tins. Underneath each tin is a score sheet numbered from 1 to 6, with the 1 and 2 obviously being closest, 5 and 6 furthest away, so that the further away the tins, the more points you score. In this game, because we are looking at sort of maybe home implements to throw, the bean bags that we made earlier, or those boccia balls from either paper balls or socks, could be used in this game. So once the target is set up, using any of the different implements that you might want to make, the idea with this one isn't to knock the skittles over. You could score your point just by hitting the target. So it would be a roll, and that one would have scored me some points. And it may be that I used a sock, or I could use a bean bag if I've made those bean bags and throw those, and that would have scored. Similar to the idea before, if retrieving the bags is something that might be difficult for somebody, you could again attach it to some string, and once you've thrown it, you could then pull it back, which would save the toing and froing that some people would find difficult in setting up their targets. Those targets could potentially be set up on an outside garden table or on any table so that they're at the height of a wheelchair, and then you could throw at that type of height if that suited you better. So this is an alternative version of the skittles using homemade implements and using targets that don't fall over as easily and so don't need to be set up as often or at all during the course of the game.